Ladies and gentlemen, life has a way of writing stories we don't always understand. Imagine this. A young man, the son of a fallen deputy, standing at an auction. Before him, the very squad car his father drove, the car that carried his father's courage, his duty, his sacrifice. That son wanted to bring it home not because it had leather seats or a shiny paint, job it, because it carried the heartbeat of his father's legacy. And yet, he couldn't buy it. Someone else raised the bid. Someone else walked away with the keys. Now, many would call that a failure. Many would say he lost. But let me tell you something tonight. The car is not the legacy. The man is not the machine. The badge is not the spirit. What lives on is deeper. The deputy's courage lives in his son's veins. That sacrifice lives in the way the boy walks, the way he remembers, the way he honors his father every single day. You see, too often in life, we think we need the symbol to hold on to the story. But the truth is the story is already written in us. The fire is already burning inside of us. You don't need the object to prove the memory. You don't need the car to carry the mission. This young man didn't walk away with a car, but he walked away with something far greater. The understanding that his father's life was not about possessions, it was about principles. It was about courage. It was about standing for something greater than yourself. So when you feel like you've lost something, an opportunity, a job, a chance, a relationship, remember, what defines you is not what slips through your fingers. What defines you is what you carry in your soul and what you choose to do with it. The son may have left empty-handed that day, but he will never be empty-hearted. Because his father's legacy is not parked in some garage. It is alive, right here, right now, in him, and in all of us who dare to keep moving forward. The story begins with a young man standing in an auction hall. Before him sits his father's old squad car, a vehicle filled with memories and meaning. His father was a deputy who gave his life in the line of duty. The son steps forward with hope, determined to bring that car home. But as the bidding rises, the price climbs beyond his reach. His hand lowers, his chest heavy, and someone else takes the keys. He walks away empty-handed, yet holding a weight far greater than metal or wheels. It is the weight of legacy, of sacrifice, of love that cannot be auctioned. The deeper message is not found in the steel or the sirens. The car may carry memories, but it does not carry the man. A legacy is not locked inside doors or painted on metal. It breathes in the courage he showed. It lives in the values he carried. The spirit of the man outlives the machine, and that spirit cannot be bought, sold, or lost. It is eternal, passed from heart to heart, generation to generation. Symbols can be powerful, but they are only shadows of something greater. An object may remind us of a person we love, but it cannot contain their soul. A badge, a car, a uniform, these are markers, not the measure of worth. True value lives in the choices made, lives in the sacrifices offered. It lives in the lives touched by courage and love. Objects fade, break, or pass into other hands. But substance endures, shaping hearts long after symbols are gone. A true legacy is never stored in garages or locked inside display cases. It is written in the way a person lives, not in the things they leave behind. Possessions may be inherited, but they do not carry the soul. Actions carry the weight of character. Every act of courage, every moment of sacrifice, every choice to serve others becomes the real inheritance. That is the legacy that walks forward through time. It is living, breathing, moving through the lives it has touched. It does not rust. It does not fade. It endures in action, not in possession. Failure is not always what it seems. The son did not lose his father when he lost the car. He faced a moment that asked him to look deeper. The car was only a symbol, but his father's life was a lesson. What was truly his could never be taken. It was courage. It was sacrifice. It was love woven into memory. The test was not about ownership. The test was about perspective, seeing beyond what was lost to hold on to what will never fade. Failure can look like an empty hand, but it is often a hidden lesson. The son may have lost the chance to own the car, but he did not lose his father. His father's presence was never in the metal or the engine. It was in the values he lived by. It was in the strength he showed every single day. This moment was not about defeat. It was a challenge to see beyond the surface. To realize that true connection is never tied to objects. Losing the car was not the end. It was a test of perspective. His father's life was never measured by what he owned. It was measured by the courage he carried into every day. It was seen in the sacrifices he made for others. It was defined by the honor with which he wore the badge. Possessions can be bought, sold, or lost. But principles stand unshaken. They cannot be auctioned. They cannot be taken away. His father's true wealth was not in material things. It was in the values that outlive him and continue to guide those he left behind. Every one of us has faced moments of loss. Opportunities slip away. Symbols we long for end up in someone else's hands. But these moments do not write the story of who we are. They test us. They shape us. They remind us that our worth is not tied to what we lose. It is found in how we rise after losing. It is found in the strength we carry forward. The lesson is universal. What defines us is never the symbol, it is the spirit that endures. Identity is not built from objects you can touch. It is not found in cars, badges, or possessions. Born from the fire inside you. What you carry in your heart is stronger than anything you hold in your hands. Courage, love, faith, and resilience cannot be stolen. They cannot be broken or sold. They are the core of who you are. When the world takes something from you, it cannot touch that core. Your true identity is not outside of you. It has always lived within. Loss has the power to break us or build us. The son did not leave with the car, but he left with something greater. He walked away carrying strength he did not know he had. He walked away with clarity of purpose. The pain of losing became fuel. It sharpened his vision. It deepened his resolve. It reminded him that legacy is not owned, it is lived. The absence of possession became the presence of power. Through loss, he discovered the strength to carry his father's spirit forward. Each of us is carrying something greater than ourselves. A story. A lesson. A legacy passed down through sacrifice and love. But the question is not just what we carry. The question is what we choose to do with it. Will we let it sit idle like a forgotten symbol? Or will we bring it alive through our actions? Legacy is not meant to be stored. It is meant to be lived, shared, and multiplied in the lives we touch. Then let me leave you with this. A squad car may sit in someone else's driveway. A badge may rest in a case. But the true legacy of a fallen hero is never locked away. It is alive in the hearts that remember. It is alive in the lives that continue the mission. So tonight, I challenge you, don't cling only to symbols. Cling to courage, cling to honor, cling to love. Carry the legacy forward not in what you hold, but in what you do. Because in the end, the greatest tribute we can give is to live the legacy louder than any symbol ever could.